The Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, joins us now. Andrew, it's Brian Kenny. How are you?
I'm doing well, BK. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you back on the program. We just did a whole thing on, expanded playoffs seem to have changed teams' methods of operation going into the playoffs and what you want to build. You tell me, you've won 10 of 11 division titles. Have the expanded playoffs changed your approach?
No. I mean, I think for us, everything is about doing everything we can to put ourselves in a position to win a World Series. That's the emotional part. And when you're in July, it is so much emotion. In the off season, when the rule was first, or when the rule changed, for me, it definitely changed the incentive to try to, be a quote unquote super team. But when you're in it and you want to get in front of anything that you possibly can to put the best team on the field in October, it doesn't really feel like it's impacted that much.
Even, you went after Glasnow and Yamamoto. It seemed to be, that's front-loaded rotation. I know they're good anyway, but the front-loaded rotation, when you're trying something there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look back at World Series winners over the last, 10, 12, 15 years. There are different roster strengths. Invariably, a narrative is formed after each World Series where it's like, this is how you do it. And then the next year, something different does it. Obviously, just having as talented of a team as you can, 1 through 26, and having balance and, a pitching staff that can match up against different teams. All those things matter. But I don't think there's one recipe of how to do it and win 11 games in October.
Also Yamamoto, Ohtani, now Jack Flaherty. Is there something to going for the top of the talent pyramid? Is that a philosophy?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we've always kind of focused on that. It's more scarce, it's harder to access. And so when it is available, we are definitely focused there. And I think a lot of it also gets at our roster. Last year, we needed more, kind of depth, and our target list was just deeper. This year, our target list was much smaller, and we were focused at kind of the top of the list. And supply was different this year. It felt like a very strange trade deadline. In part probably because of the expanded playoffs, as you alluded to earlier, and just more teams in it. And so the supply was way more limited. And for us, we were balancing, what our roster looked like in that moment, what we expected our roster to look like with guys coming back from injury, and how to balance that and what profiles kind of fit. And with all the tough luck we've had on the injury side, just not necessarily being able to count on, okay, we're definitely getting these guys back, and getting into August, September, hopefully into October, and just being like, oh man, that was bad luck. So we tried to get in front of that as much as we could.
Freddie Freeman back last night is very emotional. His son out of the hospital now. How are they all doing?
Great. I mean, I've never been happier. Excuse me. Never been happier to see Freddie yesterday, because that meant great things for Max. And I can't imagine what they were going through, and talking to him throughout, just how difficult that was. And it really puts everything in perspective. Last night was the most moving thing I've seen at Dodger Stadium. That standing ovation he got from the 50,000 people, from the Dodger team, from the Philly team, just everyone to a man being able to unite and agree on, the outpouring of love and support for Freddie and Chelsea was awesome to see.
That is nice. It's so nice to see him back. When everyone is back for you, now that Freddie is back too, what does your infield look like? What do you envision?
Great question. We have played so few games with that, that we're going to take some time and kind of figure it out. We got guys coming back. We got Miggy Rowe coming back soon, Mookie shortly thereafter. Obviously Lux is playing great. Muncie's not far behind that. How the infield ties into the outfield are things that we're going to be talking about in the next couple of days. And we have so much versatility, which is helpful. And then it gives us a lot of different paths and things we can do. So over the next couple of days, we're going to kind of really put our heads together and talk through it and try to figure out the best way to put ourselves in a position over the next couple of weeks, and then figure out what that looks like, hopefully to finish the year strong and go into October. But, with Muncy, Tommy Edman, Chris Taylor, Miguel Rojas, Mookie Betts coming back, we're going to have to kind of figure that out.
How much shortstop, Andrew? I'm sorry, Andrew. How much shortstop for Mookie do you think?
I think a decent amount. For us, we've talked about this some. I can't say enough about Mookie. His willingness to do this in the middle of March, the amount of effort he put into it, and getting off the ball and securing the ball and the range were well above average. The struggles he had was throwing, how to get his body in the right position to throw. It's a different throw for him. Obviously, it's an extreme arm talent. And so actually right before he got hit, our coaches kind of challenged him on, all right, let's figure out how to get your body in the right positions to make throws. The hardest stuff he was doing really well. And so anyone that knows Mookie knows that when that challenge was put out, he went about attacking it, broke his hand 2 days later, and has spent these 8 weeks just attacking that. And so, I will take the other side of anyone who ever wants to bet against Mookie in anything. I'll take the other side.
Any chance of Shohei Ohtani, when he's cleared to throw, playing the field?
We haven't even gotten there. I don't think so. Obviously the right arm is so important, and in October or in late September in a pennant race, I don't think so, but I wouldn't rule anything out. And that, I know anything that we can do to win, he is going to be all about. And it's not to say he's not going to be pushing us, but I don't think we'll go there.
All right. You have a lot of questions, man, for a team at the very, very top. It's amazing for a team at the very top. Again, you've done a tremendous job, Andrew, all these years. Really unparalleled success. Thanks for joining us today, and best of luck down the stretch.